Okay, the Arrae Probiotic. This is a supplement that someone recently asked me to take a look at. I'm on the Arrae.com website right now. I believe I found it. They call it a tribiotic, and my guess is this is because it contains probiotic bacteria as well as a prebiotic fiber and a postbiotic compound. I'll talk about that in a moment. So looking at the supplement facts label, 2 capsules has 50 billion colony forming units of a proprietary blend formula. Now what I'm seeing here is that the supplement facts label is actually telling us all 3 names of the bacteria that's being used here. Bacteria have essentially 3 names, a first name, middle name, and a last name, where the last part of the name is the strain of the bacteria being used. For example, Lactococcus lactis Li-23, Li-23 is actually the strain of the bacteria that's being used. I like that. Now, if we look at the proprietary blend, 50 billion colony forming units, that equals 120 milligrams of all of these bacterial strains that you're giving us. There's a lot of bacteria here, but the thing to remember is the first bacteria you see makes up most of the strain. So for instance, Lactococcus lactis Li-23, that makes up most of the proprietary formula. That tells us the Arrae company thinks that it's really important to the effects of this probiotic supplement. Oh, and I do want to point out that on their website, this may actually get them into a little bit of trouble. On their website, they actually say reduces IBS symptoms. Technically, they're not allowed to say that. You can't actually make a specific claim about a supplement. You can say, for instance, supports IBS health or something like that. Again, notice if you're on the website, it'll say right next to reduces IBS symptoms, supports bowel regularity. I'm drifting off here, but I want you to recognize what is allowed to be made claims on supplements. You can use words like supports, maintains, and aids. These are called structure function claims, and these are allowed under the regulations of what dietary supplement companies have to adhere to, but they cannot make a specific claim. So reduces IBS symptoms, that's a very specific claim, and I wouldn't be surprised if they change that eventually if the FDA sees that. Right next to that is another bacteria called Lactobacillus acidophilus LA-14. Again, LA-14 is the strain of Lactobacillus acidophilus they're using. Now, this has been studied. There's another bacterial strain I'll call your attention to. It's Lactobacillus rhamnosus GG. GG is the strain, and it has also been studied for its effects on digestive health and diarrhea, and also supporting the gut barrier. If we scroll down a little further, we come to what's called a postbiotic. And a postbiotic is a compound that's essentially made from prebiotic bacteria. Here they're calling attention to Bifidobacterium longum CEC T3747, and I know that's a mouthful, but what right next to that, there in parentheses, it says ES1 HT. ES1 HT, where HT means heat treated. So the Bifidobacterium longum that they're using here is not a living bacteria, and so it can't colonize the gut, but the compounds in the bacteria, the cell membrane proteins and other proteins, they in turn may have some health benefits in people, and that's why they're calling it a postbiotic, in my opinion. And there is some research on this where it may help people with diarrhea who are dealing with irritable bowel syndrome. And a little bit below the supplement facts label, they have this stuff that they call an immunoglobulin binder, and in parentheses, it's ImmunoLin, and they're giving you 250 milligrams of this stuff. So ImmunoLin is a compound that has been studied for helping people who are managing conditions like IBS. Now, the research I saw on this ImmunoLin compound, they were actually using more than what I see in the Arrae probiotic. Now, is it possible that 250 milligrams doesn't do anything? Not necessarily. The company may be aware of research that I did not see. I also want to point out that the Arrae Probiotic says that it contains clinically studied ingredients, and it does appear to. What I did not see, however, was any clinical research on the Arrae Probiotic itself. Oh, and one more thing about the website, I noticed they said if you're using a probiotic right now, you can get rid of it and use theirs for free. They do have this get 1 month free of the Arrae Tribiotic. It looks, however, that to be eligible for the 1 month free, you have to sign up for either their 3 month or 6 month subscription plans.